folks, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alpha Investments. My name is Rudy. What we do here, if you're new, what we do here, that's not what we do here. What we do here is we talk about cardboard, and I convince you to buy Rudy's heavy bags because that is what we do here. I'm sporting my new $24 haircut, which all of you have agreed in the other video. I clearly was scammed out of $23.69. And today we're going to have a little financial conversation regarding how people view things. You ever hear this thing on Wall Street where they talk about, past performance does not predict future results. Past performance is not indicative of future results, right? Isn't that thing? So what's funny about that is on Wall Street, people have these things called risk tolerances. And on risk tolerances, we all say, okay, are you trying to be real aggressive for long-term growth? That's what my financial advisor said. Or are you trying to be conservative for capital preservation in monthly withdrawals? I feel if I move my hands fast, it must mean I'm smart, right? Right? Come on! Okay. Yeah, this is my job and career, folks. This is my life. So, what's funny about this whole thing is that we live in a society... oh, that's a good one. We live in a society where we have risk profiles on how much risk you want to take in the Wall Street mutual fund world. Now, in order to create these risk profiles, they are based on past performance. So, mutual funds and risk and everything, collectibles, Bitcoin, all these things are based on past performance. Well, Rudy, the reserve list in the last 30 years, Magic's done so well until Mark Bottomwater did Magic 30th, Hasbro's most successful, I can't even say that with a straight face, Hasbro's most successful product launch ever. So this video is based around the basic fundamentals that past performance doesn't predict future results. Yet the entire ecosystem of risk tolerances and risk profiles and what the decisions that Rudy makes, whether it's Weiss, Magic, skateboards, my inflatable doll collection over here, my vibrating inflatable doll collection over here, and of course, you get the idea, the suction cup collection back there. It's one of these things where we look at these products. We look at a Quintuplets chick set. These 4 beautiful chickadoos, 5 chickadoos. There are 5 chickadoos on this. We look at products like this and we ask ourselves, do the cards have value? Will they have value in the future? How do we determine how much value these fucking chicks are going to have in the future? And the only way to do that is, we talk about probabilities and odds. And most of us will eventually say, well, hang on, Rudy, hang on. What did the chicks in the previous sets, how did they perform? Did the chicks perform good? Or did they let us all down? Did they make the price rise? Did the chicks make the price rise? Or were they not able to make it go up? You get the idea. That took a weird left turn on the highway. And in reality, we don't know. Nobody knows. There is no way to fully understand or to really calculate the future value of almost anything. And I've always felt that. And that's why I had a caution video even a week ago. Because everybody's, Rudy, I'm making so much money on my Goog and my Amazons and my Nvidias. It's endless. These things are all going to have market caps of 69 trillion, Rudy. They can only go up. And I say, I'm happy for you. I don't have the balls to hold that kind of stuff with that kind of risk tolerance. I don't have the balls for it. I'm sorry, I am ballless when it comes to that. I would rather put my balls in a wheelbarrow and hide in the corner. I can't handle that kind of risk, okay? Because I've been in the market so long, and when I had my real brokerage firm job, and I actually had a license, and I was a real advisor 1.5 million lifetimes ago, I saw what happened working from 2007 through 2008, and our firm collapsed, and all these fancy people in suits came in and said, well, you're all fucked, and this bank's going to take you over. That's great. It's good. It's good. I'm young and I'm new here. That's great. And I've seen what happens when markets reset and reprice. Look what happened in 2022 and 2023. Stock markets, crypto, all the collectibles tanked. Everything moved together. Diversification didn't do much, right? Because everybody got fucked together. But the only problem was we all didn't enjoy getting fucked together. But that's really what happened. Sometimes when we all hold hands, it happens. And when we look at this stuff, don't you all find it a little weird? That in the financial world, past performance doesn't mean anything with these future prices. But in reality, that's what every single mutual fund is based on. How do I know that mutual fund is conservative in my 401k? Well, it says it's more conservative because it's mostly just bonds instead of stocks. The risk profile is lower, Rudy. Oh, okay. Did you see the performance of bond mutual funds in the last 24 months? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you in the back, Bob. Lumberg literally told you in the last 24 months, in the last 2-year bear market, that was the worst time in historical record-keeping Wall Street history where stocks and bonds had 20, 30, 40% declines together. Usually, the teeter-totter of stocks versus bonds, they tend to balance and hedge. That's the reason you do it. You put 60% in stocks, you put 30% in fucking bonds, you got 10% in yielding cash, and if the stock market tanks, usually the profile of the fixed income rises in face value, plus you collect your payment, and it counterbalances that downward vacuum of the equity markets. Now, guess what? Sometimes you have black swan events and the Fed says, fuck you, we're going straight to the moon. And when I say the moon, that's interest rates, not your bank account. And we had a very unique black swan event where inflation is transitory and, well, everybody got railed. In this railing of 22-23, everything deflated back to normal. The luxury watch market got annihilated. Rolexes, APs, Pateks, all that shit. Fucking annihilated. Down 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% from the highs. The luxury cardboard rectangle market? Same thing. Down 20, 30, 40, 50, 60%. Hell, fuck, if you bought MetaZoo, they fucked you with 90% losses. Fucking ridiculous. But if you bought Weiss, Weiss is some of it. Well, if you got How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend, she's still boring, and she railed you, and you're not enjoying your gift bag. Now, if you bought some of the other ones, you start Tokyo Revengers, still pretty flat, market thinning. You probably got another 24 months before you see an uptick. That's just the way it is. You bought Slime, you bought Seven Deadly Sins, you bought, let's see, Nazi G, Nazarack, Love is War, Rascal Dreaming a Girlfriend. What we got over there? I can't see that far. Oh yeah, Fruit of Mrs. G, Data Live, blah, blah, blah. The point is, nobody really knows. And a lot of people don't like the fact on this channel, we talk about the price swings, we report the news on the market movements, but we really don't know. Rudy has done this a long time. I talk to you all about the price swings and the differences. But again, I tell you all, look, Tokyo Revengers, prices are still weak, but the market's thinning out. You go on TCG Player, you say, oh yeah, look, there's only, let's see, God, there's not even 50 boxes left. Okay. And then, wow, that price could easily double or triple. And we report that that's what's happening. Now, is that going to follow through, or are we going to get, some sort of giant rocket on my face? Maybe that happens and it doesn't happen. But we report when we see data and things moving. That's what we do on this channel. So, when we see that Mrs. K, Dragon Maid, I forgot about that. I think that's one of the ones. Sword Art? There's one case of Sword Art over there. It's one of these things where I find the ironies in... It's bittersweet that there are so many things in life when it comes to collecting and investing that on the surface, we all feel like we understand. But the more you really get deeper into it, you do this stuff for longer and longer, and you have a long career in the financial world, the cardboard world like me, or just living in a basement with no pants. You eventually learn that while things seem like sometimes they have better odds of being successful, we really don't know. And the best thing to do is still diversification in patience. Obviously, no leverage. We talked about that. Basic life needs, 401ks, exposure to the S&P, reserve savings, diversify. Bitcoin, real estate, collectibles, stocks, bonds, spread. Because the only real free lunch we have is kind of spreading that out. Because every category moves so different. Like, right now, we got this Carlo Manor release with Magic. And it's starting to look like, and I can't tell, because it could just be panic selling because of stores, but they did this with Ravnica. So we need 30 days to know. Because right now, Carlo Manor, I just ran my sale for that a few days ago, and it did okay. It didn't sell out. It wasn't a home run or anything, but same thing with Ravnica Remastered. It was weak. It did okay. It was the same thing, you know? But Lord of the Rings special, same thing. Yeah, it's okay. It's all trash, you know? Ixalan, same thing. It's very difficult now. I can't sit here on camera and say, hey, the new Magic set with Carlo Foreclosed Batman Manor, whatever it is, I can't tell you all it's just going to tank, go to zero, and they're going to bring back Amazon dumps, and we're all going to get railed and fucked. I don't know. Because all I can tell you is the last past performance, the last 5 sets of Magic have all come out weak. Everyone's skeptical, said it's all shit, it's all going to tank, and there's no opportunity, right? And yet, here we are, with the last 4 or 5 sets. Wilds of Eldraine, phenomenal. Doctor Who, doing phenomenal. Lord of the Rings, phenomenal. Ixalan, phenomenal. Ravnica, phenomenal. You know, and now this one, it's all shit, Rudy. Fucking Crimson Manor, Wedding, fucking Innistrad, it's back in the dump. When you eat your Taco Bell and you're dropping your pirate ship, Rudy, that's fucking Carlo. I said, well, that's a little intense, but I mean, all right, it's a funny meme. I give you that. But you know, I don't know. The only thing I can tell you all, I ran the sale to you all and patrons, and then it sold okay, but it wasn't super hyped and exciting. That's the fact right now. Now, the next fact we know is that stores are getting very nervous because they're afraid of a price collapse, and they're trying to unload real quick. Now, we don't know if this is just flushing the market really quickly, or if this is just a short-term blip, and then we see a recovery because Titan print runs kick in, and all of a sudden Standard discovers a couple cards that are worth something. It's not all trash, and the wheel in the sky keeps turning and we move forward. The point is, the past performance thing and trying to predict all this stuff is so difficult. And the cool thing to do remains, well, just be dramatic, you know, take things out of context, and just try to get the clicks and views. Some of these things are going to do really well. Some are going to be flat. Some are going to do nothing for 10 years and you waste your time. Some are just going to tank and go to zero. Some are going to probably 5 and 10 extra money. The challenging thing is some people try to handpick and they try to navigate that. I don't. Because I've done this long enough to know, I can tell you all with a really high degree of confidence, I can't figure it out. I don't believe you can figure it out. I don't think distribution can figure it out. I don't believe that 99.9% of anyone out there, unless you've got some really, I'm talking inside information that makes my inside information look weak. You have to have information that's so high up the totem pole. I just don't believe you at that point. And that's where it is. So my piece of advice to everyone out there is we live in this society that has disclaimers, and people love to ridicule and rag when a product comes out and it goes down. Strip it out of context and be like, oh, look at that. Oh, Rudy's having back. You get that kind of thing. And then when something does really well, I mean, I can move the camera and I can show you guys 1,000 boxes of Jobless Reincarnation. And then suddenly people would go, holy shit, dude, you know how much money he made on that? He made fucking probably $250,000. And then I could show you, 500 boxes of some JoJo's Bizarre or some, Weiss set from years ago. Or I could show you, 500 boxes of Amon Kitty Cat that I paid, $100 for or something. You can spin the story of look how good I am and got it right, and look at my bags that I 10x my money on. And I can spin it over here of look how bad this is doing, and this Weiss set's at 0. Actually, I forgot how to pronounce that. What is that? Urford? I can't. The world's strongest box. I can't ever pronounce that one. Look at that thing. You go on TCG Player. There's like nothing on the market. It was so low printed and ordered. Like you can't even get like 30, 40 boxes. It's insane. And the price of that thing's already 60, 70 a box, and it's probably going to go up to over 100 within a year. The odds are very favorable based on the data we see. Doesn't mean that suddenly someone can't say, hey, Rudy, I found 10,000 boxes, fuck you, and it just tanks. But, that's how we look at it. In the best state of mind, and the people who tend to win long-term with this collecting and investing and tend to really enjoy the hobby are the people who have a lot of patience, they don't make emotional decisions, and they continue to just kind of enjoy the hobby buy what they believe in and buy the products they enjoy, and they just move on. And then kind of let nature take its course. And believe it or not, it tends to work pretty good. And I know it's kind of a silly, kind of cliche thing to do. It's kind of a little Hollywoodish or Lifetime or Hallmark. It's a little cheesy, but that's really what it comes down to. Trying to say, okay, Rudy, I got 10 grand. I got to put it all in one. Which set do I dump it all in? Who the fuck knows? If I knew that, why would I have positions in every product? What would the point of me doing that? If that doesn't show you that my opinion is, you don't know. And I've done this long enough to know that if you buy and spread into everything, the net success outweighs the net failures. And that is the thing that people don't really want to, discuss because it's not really sexy and fun. See, what's fun and what makes social media and YouTubers successful is dramatic titles, a picture of Rudy's face. You need that kind of thing to lure in the uneducated, the dumb fucks out there that just want to say, oh, God, yeah. But in reality, the best piece is just like on Wall Street. Diversify, spread across, and some are going to get really well, some are going to do next to nothing, and some are going to fucking rail you and go down. And I can't sit here and say, you all, look at this one Y set. I made $250,000 on it. And then I can't say that and then not show you the Y sets I have heavy bags in that haven't done anything. Because the real world, it's like Instagram and these chicks that are fucking photoshopped with Botox and all this airbrushing. It's not real. Stop dealing with that shit. That's not real, boys and girls. And the same thing with collectibles. If you see some guy, I'm so smart, I got 1,000 boxes of Pokemon Evolving Skies. Okay, guess what, folks? I do have 1,000 boxes of Pokemon Evolving Skies. And my cost basis is like fucking $80. Okay? Yeah, I'm up. I could be up almost $1 million eventually. Just on Evolving Skies. Okay, but I have, 2,000 boxes of Battle Styles that I paid $80, $90 for that are worth $100. You see what I'm saying? You cannot just show one thing and say, look how good I am. That's the difference between other people, other YouTubers in this channel. And the worst part is, me showing you the things I get wrong and the things that don't go up doesn't help my business. It makes the patrons go, well, fuck, Rudy, he's stuck with this shit. I don't want to be stuck with it. I show you the things that even hurt my own business and make patrons go, well, fuck this guy. I show you the things that need to be shown. Because in reality, if I remove the cap on my Patreon account and I just kind of only show the success stories of look what I picked, I could definitely probably skew where new people discover this channel and they realize, wow, look, I got to be part of this for a couple bucks. It's almost like the how to build wealth, program, and I just don't believe in that. I don't believe it exists. And I've told you all before, and we're going to wrap the video. I told you all before, always step back and ask yourself, is it too good to be true? If anyone is promising you returns and crazy rates of return, doubling your money, 10xing your money, you're getting bamboozled. Rudy, I can invest your Bitcoin and I know the exact moment when to buy and sell. I can make you all, dude, I'll make it a 1% a day. I'll make it 400% a year. Anyone who says any of that shit, they're all scams. Okay? 3,000 stores around the country that sell cards, they're just stores that sell cards. Some of the cards they sell, you go up, some fucking go down, some just sit there and stare at you for 30 years. That's what I do. I sell cards, I keep cards, I hoard cards, I like cards. Now, loving your LGS or hating your LGS or loving Rudy or hating Rudy based on a product that goes up or down it just shows how amateur and short-term Timmy you are. Because remember, folks, I've been on YouTube 8 years. I've ran 2 sales a week for the last 6 to 7 years. That's between like 400 and 600 sales I've ran to patrons selling sealed product. And out of those 500-600 sales, some have done really well. Some have gone to shit. Most haven't done much at all. And another big chunk have gone up a normal 10-20%. That is the normal distribution and the normal bell curve for all industries. Now, trying to say that Rudy's the best cardboard investor of all time, or Rudy's the biggest scam artist of all time, is irrelevant because both of those perspectives are wrong. I am nowhere near the best investor of all time. I do, though, have the ability to do better than most people because I have more patience. I've grown the business over 20 years, and I've been able to build up the resources. I don't use leverage, and I'm able to outweight people, and I'm able to just kind of stand the test of time where most people fold and they flush out the market for me, which makes it easier for me. That's kind of what I kind of figure is my angle long term. And yeah, guess what? I sell new products to patrons. I keep new products for myself, just like the patrons. It's always been that way. It always will be that way. And I hope you all learned something. Conclusion of the video, everybody, is yeah, Rudy's got all kinds of sales and fun things coming up, and we got the big sorcery thing coming up. We got the big Weiss Chainsaw Man coming up. We've got some special throwbacks and special loyalty programs for the patrons where you get discounts based on how long you've been a patron. We got the big Fallout coming up, collectors and commanders. We got a lot of really fun, exciting things. I can't wait to start talking about the new Pokemon set with these new print runs and everything. It's going to be wild. And, you know, it's a beautiful thing to be a part of. Life's a beautiful thing, and being involved in the cardboard world is a beautiful thing. And I hope at least some of you out there recognize the beauty that there is. That's all I got. Have a great day.